to Career Uprising. I'm your host and professional career coach, Lorraine Rise. Join me as I guide you through an amazing journey of self-discovery and empowerment. If you are looking for work, changing careers, or stuck in a toxic job, then this is the show for you. I offer both practical and spiritual guidance to help you up-level and advance your career. Let's start the uprising. Hey everybody, you are listening to episode 157, The Manifestation Blueprint, Part 1, Attracting Your Ideal Career. Hey everybody, welcome to the show. I'm your host, Lorraine Rise. You can learn more about myself and Career Uprising at careeruprising.com. So please, you guys, I'm going to make my plea an extended plea here for reviews of this show, particularly on Apple, but on any platform that you are able to. And I am doing something special this month. So this show is airing in April. So for the whole month of April, I am giving away a free copy of my book, What You Didn't Learn in School, Lessons on Growth, Change, and Living Your Best Life. I'm giving it away to anybody who gives this show a rating and review on Apple or on any other platform, but Apple is preferred. That's really kind of king when it comes to podcasts and reviews. And I think that's how most people listen to this show. So I am dead serious about getting your feedback and your engagement and your reviews on this show. An Apple podcast review is really the number one way that you can help this show, help it to be found, help it to grow. I give this show freely. With my own expenses covered myself. So I would appreciate it very much if you like this show, have been impacted even in a small way, to take just a minute. You can pause this episode or do it right after and go find careeruprising.com on Apple or your favorite outlet. And what I want you to do is give it a rating and give it a review, write a little blurb about it, and then take a screenshot and email it to me at Lorraine at careeruprising.com. That's my first name, Lorraine, at careeruprising.com. And I will in turn send you a free copy of my book that came out December 5th. And let me say too, if you're not familiar with the book, then let's fix that. Go to careeruprising.com/book. You can read all about it. But if you like this show, you will love the book because it is built upon the best of this podcast. That's really how it started, with kind of a collection of my teachings from the show. But I've expanded on it quite a bit, added a lot of new chapters and new lessons. So if you are looking for any kind of help with self-confidence, changing careers, relationships, making more money, making a career change, it's all in there. So it's a bonus, right? You get the book for free and you get some extra motivation and help in your career, and you do good by giving the show a review. So make sure to take a screenshot and send it to Lorraine at careeruprising.com, and I will love you forever. I already do. I'll love you even more if you help this show out. So I am not above bribing either, just so you guys know that. Happy to bribe you, whatever it takes. And I read every review and I love them and appreciate them. So, all right, let's dig in, you guys. We have a 2-part series. I haven't done a series in a while, so I'm really energized by this. There's a lot I want to cover. I think this topic warrants 2 shows, maybe more. There's countless books that have been written on this idea of manifestation and the law of attraction, right? You've probably heard that. What is it? Is it even real? Right? Maybe you think it's a bunch of hooey. And let me tell you, there is a lot of scientific evidence out there, that shows that all of this is quite real and that your thoughts do actually have quite an effect on your physical health and your mental and emotional health, and therefore your life. So we're not going to get into the weeds of all of that. I'm not the best at explaining the actual, mechanics and scientific reasons behind it, but there is a lot of proof out there. But here's the thing. I don't even think that you need all that, right? So this show isn't going to go into all of that because you don't even need all of these, scientific studies that show you this and that. This is so self-evident once you put it into practice that I don't think that you even need all of that to see. You can just start implementing this and running experiments in your life to see what happens when you change your thoughts and your beliefs and your feelings around something. Watch your life change. So we're going to talk all about this today and in the next episode. So listen to both when the next one comes out in 2 weeks. And so what I'm going to do for this first one today is I want to be a little bit more short term, right? So how do I manifest something that is more immediate, such as a new job? Then in the next show, we're going to zoom out and go a little bit bigger into how do you create a new version of yourself aligned with your long-term goals, your future self? How do you make a bigger, deeper change that's for the long term? That's going to be in the second part. So I think I want to start out by telling you what manifestation is not, right? Let's lay some ground rules here. So it is not this idea that you can just think happy thoughts and everything's going to be okay. It is not about writing yourself a fun, fake little check for $1 million and then posting it up on the wall and just hoping that it's going to come to you. Or this idea that all you have to do is just say affirmations over and over again. And then it'll all just magically come true and you're going to instantly just drop 50 pounds, right? No, there's a lot of crappy advice out there that gives this concept a bad reputation. And it's misguided for sure. All right. So as we're going to talk about, yes, your thoughts absolutely play a critical role in your life. But that is not the end of the story. It is not enough just to think happy thoughts and think that everything is going to get better in your life right away. That's crap. And that's not what this is about. If you want real practical guidance that blends the theoretical with the practical, that is what we are going to do today. And that is what you need to make real change in your life. All right. So what you need to understand is that your thoughts are incredibly powerful, more than you probably know. They absolutely are. And they will shape your life, but they are only the foundation. Okay, so I want to pause before we get to what the other steps beyond the foundation are. And let's build this foundation of our house, all right? Because it starts with our thoughts. Your thoughts truly do manifest into your life over a period of time. So thinking one thought 1 or 2 times isn't really going to do anything. I could tell you right now that you'll be a millionaire tomorrow, but that isn't going to suddenly happen. Why? Well, for a couple of reasons, but mostly because you don't really believe it to be true. That isn't realistic for you yet. It's just a random, meaningless, kind of shallow thought, right? And you also have not put a plan into place in your life to make that happen. You haven't created avenues for the $1 million to come in. That's kind of a problem too. So it's what you think over and over for a period of time to the point of turning it into a belief in a conviction. That is what will turn then into your actions. And your actions are what ultimately will manifest. So just one single thought isn't much, but consistent thoughts that have emotion behind them over a period of time and therefore influence your actions and choices, those will determine the course of your life. Now we're cooking with gas, okay? So yes, at the foundational level, your thoughts do create your reality. but they have to turn into more than that. They have to be followed up with emotion and convictions and action especially. Do you see the difference? So I want you to run the other way when you see, books or audios or internet articles that tell you that you just need to, slap a vision board together and just put it out there visually and it's going to happen. That's fine to do. I'm not knocking vision boards. Go ahead and make one, but understand that it's only the first step in the process. There's so much more. Okay. And here's the thing. This is what's really important. You need to have all of the components lined up in the same direction. So consistent thoughts and beliefs and emotions and actions, all your arrows pointing in the same direction. Okay. And I will tell you now, the number one reason why people fail to manifest the things that they want is because one or more of these is out of alignment and they don't realize it. And we're going to talk more about that. All right. So what I want to do now, I'm going to leave you with that for a second, because that's the juicy stuff we're going to get into. Okay. So let's take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to get into some specific examples so you can see exactly where you're going wrong in trying to manifest a new career. We'll use that as an example, or it could be a relationship, more money, a best friend, whatever you want, whatever you don't have. All right. You're going to be able to plug this in and play around with it and manifest literally anything. Okay. So let's get into the specifics when we come back. All right. Let's take a quick break. Hey there, listeners. Thanks for tuning in to Career Uprising. I have some exciting news for you. This show has been going steady since 2018, and I have amassed well over 100 episodes so far. So I decided to do something big and bold. I put the best of all of my teachings together in a book. That's right. I have a brand new book on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and all the major outlets. It's called What You Didn't Learn in School: Lessons on Growth, Change, and Living Your Best Life. This book contains 30 powerful lessons from my podcast and my work as a career coach to help you live your best life. Learn how to increase your confidence, get rid of imposter syndrome forever, finally get clarity on your career path, and so much more. This book covers everything from careers to finances to health to relationships and more. Head over to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or your favorite book retailer and pre-order your copy of What You Didn't Learn in School. Then go to my website, careeruprising.com, to learn more about how Career Uprising can help you transform your career and your life. Let's get back to the show. All right, thanks for sticking with me, guys. So let's get into some examples to help you apply this concept in your life. There are 3 key elements that need to be in alignment for you to manifest anything: your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. So I spoke earlier before the break about beliefs, but I'm going to kind of lump beliefs in there probably with thoughts because they're pretty closely related. Once you have thoughts about something and then you put feelings into it, it essentially turns into a belief. Okay. So let's just simplify it by saying, what you think, what you feel, and what you do. Those 3 things: your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. And they typically do go in that order. First, you think something, then you feel something about it, and then you take action on it. Wash, rinse, and repeat. This is how you have created everything in your life. All right. You don't feel sad feelings without first having sad thoughts. You don't. You don't feel happy typically without having happy thoughts, right? That is where it starts, and then it progresses into something with emotion behind it, and then you're ready to take action on it and make different choices. So that's the order that it happens, okay? And I said right before the break that the number one reason why you are failing to attract or manifest something you want is because one or more of these elements is not in alignment. You're canceling yourself out. Okay, let's work through an example. Let's say, like many people that I work with, that you are unemployed, all right? And you're in a job search and you are feverishly looking and applying for jobs and trying to manifest employment quickly. Or maybe you are employed. It doesn't matter if you're unemployed or not. You're looking for a new job, okay? So first, I'm sure you are, if you're like most of my clients, you are thinking thoughts about your job search, and they are negative ones. I really need a job. I hate job searching. This is so hard. Why is this taking so long? No one's going to hire me. I'm too old. Right? I've heard it all. This is taking forever. I hate this. I don't want to do this. I'm so frustrated. And it's okay to have those feelings. I'm not trying. It's a very normal thing. It's a frustrating process. But all of those thoughts are negative, and they're focused on the fact that you don't have a job rather than actually having one. And that's your problem. You're reinforcing in your mind and you're down into your subconscious the fact that you don't have a job, which is the opposite of what you want. You want to have one. So what are we going to do about this, right? It makes sense that you're not going to find it because you keep telling yourself that you don't have it. And it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Your life is one big self-fulfilling prophecy. Next, given the same situation, you have emotions about your job search, I'm sure, and those are likely also negative. You're probably feeling impatience, frustration, maybe even desperation. And again, I understand why you feel those things, but you need to understand that none of those things are focused on the future and where you actually want to be. They're focused on where you are right now, which is where you don't want to be. How can you possibly attract a great new job to yourself if you are mentally and emotionally focused on being unemployed and unhappy? You literally can't. Okay, that's not how the universe works. That's not how life and energy works. All right, if you're too caught up in the situation you're in, you are never going to create anything new. I think there's a quote out there that says you can't create a solution with the same energy that caused the problem, something like that. I'm paraphrasing. Absolutely true. That is what this is saying. It's basically talking about manifestation and how you need to be thinking and feeling and believing and taking action in the direction that you want to go, not where you are right now. And that is hard for a lot of people because they'll think, well, I am unemployed. I do want a new job. I know that, but you have to reach for your future self, which we're going to talk about in the second episode. If you want to make that your present self, okay? Because we're talking about creating a new circumstance that is different than the one you have. So you have to have new thoughts and have new feelings and take new actions that are aligned with where you want to go, not where you are. Because otherwise, it's a great recipe for staying exactly where you're at. All right? So the last part of that for this person who's job searching is taking action and applying for jobs and networking. And I'm sure you probably are doing all of those things, right? So this is the part that you're probably doing right. So you are in alignment in that sense, in taking action. But the problem is that you're canceling yourself out with the thoughts and emotions that are more identified with not having the job that you want, not with having one. I hope this is making sense, because this is where you're going wrong. You need to change the other parts of the equation, and you can't be thinking thoughts about, I want this, but then taking actions that say otherwise, or vice versa. You will cancel yourself out and stay the same. Because the universe is going to get really confused. They go, well, what do you want? You know, you're saying this, but you're doing that. Well, I don't know what you want. So let's just keep it the same. That's basically what happens. All right. So if this is you, it's okay. This used to be me. It still is sometimes, but not nearly as much. You are going through life living in a very reactive state rather than intentionally creating what you want and having a vision for that. You have to envision yourself as gainfully and happily employed if that you want to make that your reality. You have to have a clear vision for what you want, believe it's going to happen, and work towards it positively every day. You have to say things like, I'm so excited to start my new job. I'm so grateful for the income that I have, and it's getting even better and better now in my new position. You're probably not saying that to yourself. You're probably waiting to say that until after you get the job. And that's the problem. Say it now. And I want you to put it in the present tense. Okay. If you really want to supercharge your manifesting, I want you to take whatever new thoughts that you want to have and don't put them in the future. Put them in the present and tell yourself every day, I have an amazing new job. I love getting up and going to work every day. And you're probably going to feel really silly, right? Because it's not true. Right now, you're probably going to be like, Lorraine, this is so dumb. I hate this. Why is Lorraine making me say this? But trust me, you will thank yourself and thank me, maybe. Thank yourself for doing the work when it changes everything, okay? I want you to be coming from a place of joy and gratitude and prosperity, not a place of lack, which is what you're probably doing now. So put these affirmations that you're saying in the present tense as if they are real and true right now. All right. If you don't believe that something is possible, then you're not going to work towards it and you're not going to make it happen. So you have to believe that it's realistic for you. If you don't have a vision for yourself and then support that vision with affirmative thoughts and feelings and actions, it's not going to happen. Why would it? Your life is only going to grow as big as you do. That's what my coach, Summer McStravick, always says. And I love that quote. She's so right. You have to get rid of these self-defeating thoughts and behaviors that are holding you back and conflicting with what you say you actually want. All right. So let's think of another really quick example and flip it around a little bit. All right. Where maybe you are thinking the right thing, but not taking the right action. Let's say maybe you want to lose weight. Maybe you're thinking about losing weight and remembering, how good you used to look when you were 20 pounds thinner. You remember how light and fit and healthy you felt, and you just loved life and you want that again. But you're still eating unhealthy food, but you still skip your workouts. Perhaps you have the vision, but you're not putting the vision into action. So nothing happens. You're going to stay the same. Any one of these pieces could be out of alignment, one or more. But something somewhere is not aligned. And that's why this isn't happening. All right, insert any example you want. But the takeaway is this. There are 3 things that determine your destiny: your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions, in that order. Get them all together, all right? Clean house, spring cleaning. Get them all aligned and focused on what you do want in an affirmative statement, not in the negative. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Perfection is not the standard. So do not worry if this is hard at first, or you slip up, or you have an old negative thought that gets in the way. It's okay. Just stop, notice it, and correct it, and replace it with what you do want to think and what you do want to believe. Okay? Because what you think and what you feel and what you do most consistently for a period of time will determine the direction of your life. All right. That's what I have. For more inspiration and hard lessons, read my book, What You Didn't Learn in School, Lessons on Growth, Change, and Living Your Best Life. Go to careeruprising.com/book to learn all about it and order it. Or, hey, even better, get a free copy after you give this show a review on Apple, and send me a screenshot of your review to Lorraine@careeruprising.com. And then you won't even have to pay for the book at all. You got to admit, that's a good deal, you guys. It's a really, really good deal. All right. So look out for part 2 of the series coming in 2 weeks later in April. I love you all and happy manifesting. that's it for today's show. Thank you so much for listening. If you like what you heard today, please consider giving the show a positive review on iTunes. It would mean a lot to me, and it would help to spread the word so that others can learn about the show. Thanks again for tuning in, and I can't wait to connect with you again next time on Career Uprising.
This show was brought to you by InflowRadio.com, the best curated talk radio network for personal development, wellness, spirituality, and conscious business.